How's it going, guys, and welcome back to another Discord bot tutorial video. So we are continuing on from the previous video, which was about the support ticket system. So as you can see here, we've pretty much implemented a nice support ticket system where the users can press this button and then it will submit a modal where they can type in what their issue is, and then it will open a channel up here that will contain all of the details about their issue. And then that way the moderators or admins or whoever is managing this thing can talk to them and fix the issue. So it pretty much is a nice support system that's based in a Discord server. So it's a pretty nice system. Now we're going to code the management system, because so far all we can do is pretty much store information. We can't edit information, or we can't erase information either. So so far, if we check our support ticket, our ticket engine class, then so far all we've got is just a method for storing the ticket and a method for getting the total amount of tickets, so that we can store the correct ticket number, right? If we have a look at the JSON file, then this is pretty much how you really want to store your tickets. So we have our username, issue, ticket number, ticket ID, and this is obviously generated at random, which I showed you how to do using the random class. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create a management system. So we need to have like a nice dashboard here where the user can, I don't know, press a button, or maybe like a drop down list that where they can pick an option if they want to edit a ticket, or if they want to straight up erase a ticket from the system, something along those lines. And also what Lachlan also wanted to see in this system was also a transcribe command, I believe. Like that's what he told me. Basically he wanted like a nice transcribe command where after like the moderators and the author of the issue are done fixing the error, we need to have like a command where it logs the entire channel before it's deleted. So that's a pretty cool feature where like you might want to save the details of a channel just before you delete it and close the issue. So we will also be implementing that in this video. But first of all, let's actually implement a managing system. So what we're going to do is go to our basic command class, and we're just going to create a new command. So we're just going to create a command called manage, and I guess in this manage command we will have like a nice dashboard maybe. So like we'll have a button saying I don't know, like display tickets, one for saying edit ticket, something along those lines. So what we'll do is say command once again. So we'll make a command, and then we'll name this manage. So we'll keep this nice and simple, and then we'll name this, I don't know, manage system, and then we'll say command context ctx. So that's all set up pretty much. So what we'll do then is I think we'll just create a nice embed saying dashboard, I think. Yeah, so what we'll do is say var dashboard, and we'll say new Discord message builder, and then we'll obviously add the embed. Cool. With the color, yeah, that's cool. Autocorrect's doing everything for me. And then we'll give a title. So we'll say with title, and then we'll say, I don't know, ticket dashboard, and then with the description, I think we'll just lay out each option, I think. Okay, so we've got a nice string here. So what we're going to do next is pretty much add a few buttons to it. So we'll declare 3 buttons for each of these 3 options, I think. So that's what we'll do. So we'll say var, and then we'll say view button. So we'll create a new Discord button component for that. So we'll fill these out later, but I'm just going to copy and paste this twice. Okay, and then for this one, we'll say the edit button, and then this one will be the delete button. So in the event handler, we'll be using the ticket engine to display, or we'll be using the ticket engine to handle each of these tasks, and it's a pretty cool way of doing it. So for the view button, we'll obviously make these primary colors. So we'll say button style primary, and then the custom ID will be the view button. Label will be view tickets, so it has to be the exact same name as the like options that we've got here. So view tickets, delete button. Okay, why is it not coming up? There we go. And then we'll end it off with a semicolon. So first, let's just test it out by sending this to the channel. Make sure everything works and looks good. So let's test it out. So let's say I'm going to create a new channel for this actually. So we'll just say testing. Cool. And then we'll say manage. And yeah, there we go. That's that's pretty cool. So like we've got ticket dashboard, option 1 to 3, and then we've got each of our buttons here, which obviously don't do anything right now because we haven't programmed them to do anything. So that's cool. Okay, so we're gonna code these buttons option by option. So like each of these should be fairly quick because all we have to do really is just implement the method in the ticket engine and just execute them in the program, like event handler for the button. So we'll have 3 more cases here, each with the different like custom ID for this button. So it's going to be a pretty simple process. So first of all, let's do the view button. So we're going to view the tickets. So pretty much all of the tickets that are in the JSON file, we're going to view them. So let's do that first. Okay, so in the ticket engine class, we are going to have another method. So this time we are going to get the actual tickets from the JSON file. So it's going to be a bit similar to this method, get total tickets, but instead of returning how many tickets there are in the actual JSON file, we're going to return the actual tickets itself. So for this, we may as well just use a list, right, as the return type. So let's do it above here. So we'll say public, and then we'll be returning a list of support tickets, right, because that's what we're storing anyway. So we're going to say list and then support ticket, and look at that, this autocorrect is pretty crazy. So we'll just say get tickets because that's a better name for it. So just get all of the tickets, right, and then it's just going to be the same code as this, but in the for each we're just going to be adding to this list, right? So we may as well just copy it up, this code right here. So we'll just say, so once again we'll just be like using the stream reader, reading it from start to finish, deserializing it, and then in the for each loop what we're going to do is add to this list. So what we'll do is actually create a list to return to, right? Yeah, so what we'll do is say list of support tickets, and then we'll say these are the actual tickets, is equal to a new list support tickets. That's cool. So what we're going to do is add to this ticket list. We'll say tickets dot add, and then a ticket. That's literally it. Because as you can see, this ticket is of type support ticket. So after that, all we just got to do is do this. So there we go. So that's pretty simple, right? So we've got all the tickets from the JSON file. So now we just need to display them when the user clicks on view tickets. So let's go to the event handler for this button. So what we're going to do is add another case. So we'll say case, and then what's the custom ID of that button? So we'll say view button. So we'll copy and paste that. So we're done with this. So I'll just close this for now. And we'll close that. So view button. Okay, so we'll break from it just to make sure all the errors are gone. So in this view button, we are going to execute that method that we just wrote to get all of the tickets and display them in a nice embed message. So I think to make life easier, I'm just gonna make a new instance of the ticket engine class here. So just to make life easier, because then we can use them in all of the cases, right? So you can say var ticket engine equals new ticket engine. So this way we can use it in all of the cases. So what we'll do then is say var tickets is equal to the ticket engine, and then we'll say get tickets. So there's no parameters needed. It's just going to execute that method, read the JSON file, and get all of the tickets. And then if we see the variable type, then there we go. This is a list of support tickets. So now we're pretty comfortable to use string.join or just any sort of string formatting to make a nice embed. So what we can do is just say let's make a new embed message first. So we'll say var, let's say tickets view embed, I'll make a new Discord embed builder. And then the description is going to be what's going to contain our ticket. So what we realistically want to do is for each through this, ticket, or maybe use string.join. I think that's, I think we'll do that. I think string join. So what we'll do is I'm going to declare a count. So say int count equals 0. And then what we're going to do is do a for each loop. So what I'm going to do is, for each it into an array, right? So we'll say string array, and then we'll say, we'll just name this temporary list. So we'll say temp list, and this is going to be a new string array, and we're going to set this as the count. So however many tickets are in this list, that's going to be the size of this array, right? So we'll say tickets.count. So that should be, so that's cool. So now we're going to for each through all of the tickets in the array. So we'll say for each var tickets in the tickets, and then what we're going to do is add these tickets to the string array in a specific concatenated string format. So this could be any format you want. So what I'm going to do is say temp list and then the count. So this could just be an actual for loop, but I think doing a for each loop is much easier, because then we can just do count plus plus at the end like this. So we'll do count plus plus at the end. So what we'll do is set this equal to a nice concatenated string. So what we'll do is display each property in a nice string. So we'll say ticket number. So we'll set that equal to the ticket dot ticket number. And then what we can do is, do a comma, and then we can do ticket ID. As we're for eaching through the list of tickets, we are getting the count. So that's going to be the pretty much the access number in the array. So right now, if this is 0, then it's going to get the 0th value in the array, and it's just going to set it as the first ticket. And then it's going to do count plus plus. So now the next value will be 1. And then it's just going to go on forever until it's gone through all the tickets. So that's going to be fine. So what we're going to do in the description is, now we're going to do string.join, and then we're going to join this array. So we're going to do string.join again. So I should have just kept it, but string.join, and then the the separator is going to be \n, because we want to display it line by line, and then the value is just going to be the temp list. So that should be cool. This embed should pretty much review all the tickets that are in the JSON file right now, which there are 2. So all we've got to do now is just send this back to the channel. So since this is a button interaction, once again we have to do create response async. So we do await e.interaction and then create response async. So cool. We'll do interaction response type. And then I think for this one, we're just going to do channel message with source. Or actually, let's just do update message, because I think that's, it's much more seamless, right? We can add back button onto this later on. So we'll do update message. I think that's a better way of doing this. And then we'll do new interaction response builder with the embed as the ticket view embed. So cool. Let's add on a colon to that, and let's test what we've done so far. So what we've done in this view button is we've executed the get tickets method, which, as you can see, reads the JSON file, for each through the ticket, and then it adds it to the list that we are returned. And what we're doing is we are for eaching through that list that we've obtained, and we're adding to this array in this nice concatenated string containing our different details about each ticket. And then what we're doing is string.joining it with a \n, so that it displays each entry of the array line by line. So let's give it a start, and then if we press view tickets, so actually I'm going to execute this command again, because I want to. Let's press view tickets, let's see what happens. And yeah, there we go. That's pretty much what we want as our end result. So it's got each ticket number from the JSON file, the ticket ID, and then the author. I think what we can do to make this better is just add it in bold. So add these messages in bold so that they stand out a bit more. So let's put 2 asterisks around the like the different properties. So ticket ID is now bold, and then the username is now bold. So if we restart the bot and just like have a view at that again, so if we do manage and then view tickets, then there we go, that looks a bit more better and it stands out to the user. So we put them in bold. So that's cool. So what we'll do is we'll code the delete ticket button, because I think that's the next easiest. And then the edit ticket, I think what I'm going to do is leave that up to you guys as a challenge. Because usually in my coding videos, I don't like to give, full code to people, because I want them to learn, right? Because, like the best way to learn is to practice and do it for yourself. Make sure you guys experiment, research. So what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to publish, like this code as a separate repo, and I want you guys to figure out how to code the edit ticket. So I want you guys to come up with a way that the admins can edit any ticket by its ID or the number, however way that you want to do it. We are going to make a method for deleting a ticket. So remember at the start of the video in part 1, I coded I started to code a method for deleting the command. So let's do that. So like we'll do it under the store ticket, so that's nice and neat. We'll say public, and then this once again going to be a bool, and then we say delete tickets. And this is going to take in the ID, because we want to delete the ticket by its ID, because that's the most unique identifier, right? So we'll say ulong and then tickets ID. Cool. So what we're going to do is, I think, do the same thing here. So we're going to copy a lot of this code. So we're going to copy it until we pass it as a list. So up to here. So we are, like pretty much what we're doing once again is we are reading the JSON file, and then we are pretty much passing it, and then we're converting the ticket array into a nice list where we can add or delete or pretty much edit the data in the JSON file. So what we want to do here is we want to for each through each ticket in this list or JSON file, and then we want to check if any of those tickets has the ID that we're passing through in here, right? So pretty much in the button, press. So pretty much when we press this button, we might want to ask the user what is the ID of this ticket. So we might use interactivity or wait for message async or something along those lines, and we'll get the ID from the user, pass it into this method. And then we're going to use that to check if that ID is actually valid and there is actually a ticket containing the ID in the JSON file, right? So that makes sense to do that, right? So what we'll do is say for each var ticket in the ticket. So we're doing a lot of for each thing like in this video. So what we'll do here then is do a check. So we'll say if the ticket and then the ticket ID matches the ticket ID that we're passing here. So I want to make sure to change the name. So we'll add a capital D just to make it different. If that is the case, then we want to delete it from the list, right? So we say tickets, and then we say remove, and then we want to remove the ticket like in this for each, right? So once we're done, then we compile it all together like we do up here, and then we return true. Write all the new changes to the file. So what we do is just copy and paste these last 3 lines, and then we're done. So once again, we want to put this in a try catch block because we don't want this to fail. So we want at least some form of error handling in here. So we'll put Control.exit, and then we'll say try, and then paste it in. And then in our catch, we are going to catch a exception, and then we're going to console.write it, and then we return false. So okay, so we've coded the the delete ticket method. So all we need to do is implement it when the user presses this delete button. So let's do that. So we'll add another case. So we'll say case, and then we'll say what's the ID for this one. It's it's this. So copy and paste that over. So the delete button, and then we'll make sure to break it to get rid of all the errors. Cool. Okay, so since we've got our ticket engine here, we can use it down here. So what we need to do is use interactivity to ask the user what is the ID of this ticket that you want to delete, right? So let's get interactivity in here. So we'll say var interactivity, and then title is please enter the ID of the tickets you want to delete. Cool. And then that's it, honestly. So what we're going to do is send this. Okay, so once we've sent this embed to the channel, what we need to do is pretty much get the next message, right? Because the next message is most likely to be the ID that they're going to send, right? So I feel like using interactivity in here is not a good idea. So what I'm going to do is get rid of that, because yeah, it is a very bad idea. Like var ID, so this is the actual ID that we're getting, is equal to await and then e.channel, and then we'll just say get next message async, because this is most likely going to be the ID. We'll obviously make sure to check if this is valid, you know, like if this is like a valid ulong ID, but just for now we'll just be using this. So once you've got this ID, what we're then going to do is pass it into the delete ticket method, right? So we'll say the ticket engine. So actually we'll store this in a variable. So we'll say var is deleted, and we'll say what's it like? Not await. We'll say ticket engine, and we'll delete the ticket. So like we'll pass in the ID. Like this parameter is asking for a ulong, right? So we'll say ulong and then pass, and then we'll say the ID. The ID dot like the result, and then the content. So that should be cool. The next thing to do is check if like the method has succeeded, if it's true or false, right? So if it's true, then it successfully erased the ID. If it's false, then something went wrong, right? And then we'll be able to see in the console the error, or we can actually send the like the error message as an embed if you want. So let's say if is deleted is equal to true. So if it's success, then we can do await e interaction create response async, right? So what we'll do is say await e interaction create response async deleted the ticket. So that's cool, and then we'll add this to the message. So say new Discord interaction response builder, add the embed, and it's the success embed. Okay, and then we'll do the exact same thing for the else. So if it's false, then something went wrong. So we'll make sure to do an else, and then we'll just copy and paste this whole thing. So what we've done is we've wrote a method to delete the ticket from the JSON file. So what we're doing is, instead of storing the ticket, we're checking for the ID, and if it matches, then we're removing it from the list, compiling it together, and then we're writing it to the JSON file. And of course, if it fails, then it's going to write the error to the console, and we'll know what happened. And what we're doing in the actual button is we are sending an embed saying, please type in the ID of this ticket, and then it's going to get that by getting the next message async. Obviously there's better ways to do this, because obviously the next message that someone can send is not the ID. So like you might want to add a check here, just like checking if it's like the correct ID, or if it's of type ulong, or if it has numbers in it. We are passing it into the method. Obviously it is a string, so we're ulong passing it, and then we're checking if it's true or false. If it's true, then it successfully erased the ticket, and then if it hasn't, then it'll let us know. So let's check what happens. So we'll press start. Cool. And like we'll delete the ticket number 1. So like we'll make sure we have it ready, and let's click on manage, or push execute manage. So let's press the button. So please enter the ID of the ticket that you want to delete. So let's paste it in and see what happens. So I don't know what's happened there. So it looks like, yeah, we haven't event handled exceptions. So okay, so let's debug through this. So I've added a few breakpoints here, so we'll figure out why this is not working. So let's debug it at here, so where it's getting the next message. So I feel like it's probably going wrong here. So if we press the button again, okay, that's cool. So we'll step through this. And then let's type in the ID. Okay, so it's okay. So has it got the ID? So it has, and that's the result. Okay, so let's see what's going on here. So it's reading the ticket. So let's see what tickets is. Yeah, it's got 2 tickets. So if the ticket ID matches the ticket ID that we're passing in, yeah, so that's correct. Okay, then it's going to erase the ticket. Okay. Oh, okay, so it's gone wrong there. Okay. Like, I want it to stop for eaching once it's found the correct ticket. I think that's what I want it to do. So I think a while loop or a do while loop would probably work for this. Yeah. Because it's, yeah, okay, so like this is the error. Okay, so so what it's doing is, once it's erased a ticket, it's carrying on for eaching, and pretty much like you don't want it to do that, right? So I think a do while loop or a while loop is best for this. Yeah, because once it's true, then you don't want it to continue looping, and yeah, okay, yeah, okay. So like we'll change this into a while loop. We'll say bool, I don't know. Let's say is deleted. And we'll set this equal to false. And what we're going to do is get rid of this. Okay, so what we'll do then is say while is deleted. So while it's false, pretty much. So while it's false, we want it to for each. What's it like? Not for each. We want to do a for loop, don't we? So we want to do a for loop. Okay, so we'll do for int I equals 0. And then we'll say, yeah, so I is less than tickets.count, and then I plus. Yeah, okay, so what we'll do then is we'll say if the tickets at that count, so we'll say tickets.I is dot ticket ID is equal to the like ticket ID that we're passing in. We're going to like erase it from the like the list. So we'll say tickets.remove, and then a tickets at I, pretty much. So only, like erase that entry. And then what we're going to do, if this is true, then we're going to say is deleted is equal to true, because I don't want it to continue on for looping. So hopefully that will work. I don't want it to continue for looping. So I'll just say while is deleted equals to true. And then set this to false. Let's see. So delete ticket, pass in the ID. Let's see, is it actually going to do the loop? So while is deleted equals to true, okay. That's cool. So the first ticket, yeah, is it matching? Yeah. So it's going to erase the ticket, is deleted equals false. And is it going to exit the loop? No, it's still continuing. Oh wait, yeah, okay, no, it's done. Yeah, okay, so now it's true. So if we press continue, it should delete now. Still event handler errors. Let's check the JSON file. Okay, so it's got rid of the issue, like the ticket, but it posts an event handler error. Since I did create response async here, you can't really create more than one response, right? So maybe I'm just going to do send message async. So we'll do e.channel send message async, and then we'll say the embed as the success. So we'll do the same thing here. So we'll say e.channel send message async, and then embed, and then failure. All right, we've definitely done a lot of testing here, but this is good for the video. Honestly, this is very good for the video. So we pass in the ID. Right. Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Okay. And then there we go. As you can see, it's erased the ticket from the system. So that works. Okay. Yeah. So we're pretty much done there. So yeah, pretty much what we did here was, instead of doing for each, we are doing a while loop instead. So we are doing a while loop, and then we're doing a for loop inside of it to delete the ticket. And then if the ticket ID matches, then we don't want it to continue for looping, right? Because it comes up with that error where we cannot alter stuff in a list after it's been modified. There was that modified error. So okay, yeah, now it's pretty understandable. So yeah, so we do a while loop and then a for loop inside of it, and then if it's if it's found the match, then we stop for looping, and then we exit out the while loop, write all the changes, and then we go back to our event handler to say if it's a success or failure. So the last thing is up to you guys. So pretty much the edit ticket button, I want to see you guys implement this. So what you need to do is put another case in here. So we'll say case, and then we say the ID of that button. So what was it? It was the edit button. And then I want to see you guys make a solution to this button. What we're going to do is code Lachlan's transcribe command, where he pretty much wants to log the the messages sent in these issue channels, and it'll pretty much make like a transcription of every message that was sent in those channels. So we're going to be doing that in part 3, but hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Once again, if you have any questions, then obviously leave a comment below. If you have any issues with your Discord bot, then please consider joining my server, because that's where we will help you to our fullest. So make sure you guys like and sub to the channel, and I'll see you lot in the next video. Peace out.